This is the Nate and Garrett Show, talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. Truth bombs that many never knew. We talking politics, everything up to the moon. Was the landing real or fake? I guess you'll never know. Let's talk, this is the Nate and Garrett Show, yeah. So lend me your ear, let's get it poppin'. You know that we keep it live, non-stoppin'. Educating, entertain, there ain't no doubt. After you listen, you'll be thinking way outside the box. From media dishonesty, never let them play you. Keep it authentic nowadays, many can't do. Unfiltered is how we do it. Make sure you stay locked in and tuned in, let's go. Had to come through and let you know. Keep it locked, this is the Nate and Garrett Show. Talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. The Nate and Garrett Show.
And now, welcome to the Nate and Garrett Show. Prepare yourself to be transported to the furthest reaches of reality. As the hosts unravel the mysteries of the universe, the depths of the deep state, the truth hidden in plain sight, all while bringing you the news from this week. Please welcome your hosts, Nate and Garrett.
Garrett.
Nathan, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Well, hey, everybody. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
We got thrown off a little bit by the holidays.
That's right. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I did. How about you?
Yeah. Went back to
Colonizer. Colonizer.
Yeah, I know. We shouldn't have celebrated, you know.
I'm surprised Thanksgiving is still a thing right now in the current climate.
Yeah, you're right. I'm surprised
Too
they
late.
haven't come for it.
The pendulum's swinging back, though.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Have you seen the, I guess you'd call him a TikTok personality? You know what I'm going to talk about here?
No.
He's a Native American fellow who basically started making a name of himself. It's kind of funny to watch how it happened. At first, he was just talking about being proud of his heritage and how he used to be embarrassed by his looks. And everyone's like, you're a dude? Because he looks very feminine. And then he started getting into like the calling people a colonizer. And he'd try to go to people's, like, he'd do at shows where it was like a cultural thing, like someone talking about Thanksgiving or something, or right-wing politics, like colonizer.
Colonizer.
And now he does it for like anything that's like he's running out of videos that are talking about anything that he could shoehorn Native American heritage into. He's running out of them. So now he's going to like guys that he thinks are like toxic masculinity and calling them colonizers and stuff and going with that whole grift.
That's funny. I've never heard of this guy.
He's kind of taken off. We've got to show some of his. It's super cringy. It is funny. There was a song that he played and was kind of dancing to and tried to talk about how much it means to him. Turns out it's a very well-known like Norse song. Like that's nothing to do with Native Americans. And he tried to stick up for it. It's like, well, the Native Americans and the Vikings were close friends.
Close friends. Yeah. I'm sure they were.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though about the colonizer insult?
Yeah.
I've always thought it was so strange, such a weird one, really. It's like, holy shit, have I done some colonizing I'm unaware of?
My father?
Yeah. But I saw a guy do a video that had a kind of interesting take on it where he said, like, someone calls him a colonizer and basically he starts going on kind of like, yeah, man, fucking, we're the best. Like, number one, we colonized. Somehow he's like bragging about it. And then someone says to him like,
and we still won, yada, yada.
But someone says to him like, hey, you didn't do any of that. You know, you're bragging about something you didn't do. And he goes, yeah,
exactly.
Fucking exactly. You know,
dude, it's crazy how the left and the woke just love original sin. They love it.
Yeah. They love being racist.
Yes. It's all about original. It's still crazy
racist.
how this is a religion to them. They have original sin. They have gluttony in the form of climate change, in the form of billionaires. They just everything. And they are replacing religion with their own fucked up sense of wokeness, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a new religion
They're
for
woke
them.
cult for sure.
Yep.
For sure, dude.
Yep. But you know what I always think about too is like that Microsoft video we saw last show way back when we're laughing at, and they said before we start, we want to acknowledge that this land is on stolen land that used to be the Waukesha and the drive. And then she was listing off. It was like, okay, well, only one of those was there originally. Everyone else is colonizers.
Right. Yeah, no,
So you're
that's
thinking
the thing.
colonizers.
Of course.
But I guess those colonizers had different skin color, or I guess played more fair or something. But they're the good guys somehow.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up.
Yes, it is. All right. Well, God.
What should we start with?
I don't know. Our show is going to be, we apologize in advance. We're going to be a little bit scattered. Our show is, anytime we miss one show, we get thrown back. We miss a show and a half. We have a shitload to cover. God, should we start with the polls? Did you see some major pollsters, Rand polls, doing a hypothetical between Trump and Biden? Did you see this?
Yeah, you sent me a tweet about it a few days ago.
States were crazy. And these are leftist pollsters, so they're always wrong by 3 or 4%. But like Wisconsin, I think it was double digits going to Trump. But he wins basically every swing state.
Yeah, I saw that. Trump was ahead by like 10 points in all the swing states. How could I find this?
God, I don't know. But I think at this point, it's in my mind, Trump is the betting favorite to be the next president of the United States.
Yeah, I think so.
And I saw something like in May, 60% of Republicans wanted Trump to run again. And in November or something, it is now up to like 80-something percent.
Yeah, how great's that?
So I think he's the next president.
I do too.
I think we're going to see a Trump 2.0.
Who's his vice president going to be? It's not going to be fucking...
I would say DeSantis, but DeSantis got a pretty important position where he's at, and he would have to quit.
Oh, yeah.
And he's crushing those polls.
He should still be vice president.
So much so, after the Virginia election, there's like the Democrat governors group, basically, that picks and choose where they put the money in for races for governors and for senates and stuff. They're pulling out of Florida, and they're not even going to fund.
They aren't even going to try because they know it's a waste of money.
And before that, polls were trying to kind of say that he was kind of in trouble. They're kind of trying to say it was a 50-50 toss-up. They're trying to say the same thing about Texas. Beto O'Rourke is running again for governor, and they're trying to act like that's a toss-up right now, too. It's not.
I saw kind of a cool video of a guy in Texas goes up to Beto O'Rourke and tells him to get the fuck out of Texas. Did you see that? No. We don't want you here. He's like, we don't want you here, and you better not come for our guns, something like that, and tells me to get the hell out of Texas.
Well, good.
Anyway, it was cool. Okay, well, who was Trump's vice president? I can't think the
Pence.
It's not going to be Pence.
Again. No, that's not happening again. I think they had a big falling out.
Yeah.
Which isn't fair to Pence. I mean, what the hell is he going to do?
Yeah, but...
He wanted Pence to overturn the election.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
After the states were going and certifying the election, he's mad at Pence for basically saying, here's the count.
Yeah, that was awesome, actually.
That was a fever dream that night. But do you know what's crazy about that whole thing? Do you know who Ray Epps is?
No.
Have we ever showed those videos? Go to YouTube, quick, type in Ray Epps.
Okay.
If we're going to talk about this, YouTube's going to ban us again, of course. They might ban these. So he's a guy that's from basically Phoenix, Arizona. You will recognize it when we show him. There it is. Look it up there.
What, this?
Yes.
Oh, this guy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So the
would walk.
FBI is basically arresting people based off their phone data. They can know who's there. Hopefully they can show us the actual clips. your phone data. They're going to phone companies and saying, were they there and shit. This guy, not only they know is there's video of him. This guy's name's Ray Epps. They know this. He was kind of like wanted and had pending charges against him that are now wiped clean. It's pretty obvious that this guy is a Fed.
Yeah, this guy is a Fed for sure.
Yes, he is a agent provocateur.
Yeah.
For basically meaning this guy is paid by the government to go in and cause a ruckus. And here he's chanting, we got to break in there. We got to go in there. People are like starting to chant feds at him. Fed,
yeah.
Fed.
Hopefully it shows that.
Yeah.
But we should just play this so people know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah.
Arrested. Well, let's not say it. We need to go. I'll say it. All right. We need to go in.
This is the night before.
Let's go.
Yeah, so this is the night. So this was on January 5th. Right there, I think, is an interesting little video. Okay, a little clip. Because he says, let's play it again.
I don't even like to say it because I'll be arrested. Well, let's not say it. We need to go. I'll say it. All right.
One more time.
I don't want to say it.
We need to go in to the Capitol.
So he says, I don't even like to say it because I'll be arrested. And the guy says, well, don't say it. And he goes, well, I'll say it.
Yeah.
And he goes, don't say it. He goes, no, I'm going to go ahead and
I'll
say
probably
it.
get arrested.
Yeah.
You guys
We
will.
need to
I
go
won't.
into the Capitol. And then there's more clips of him saying it at the thing. Like, he organizing it. He's like, let's all meet up down
I almost
here
wonder
and then
if we
we're
could go
all
to
going
Rumble.
in.
We might be able to Rumble or something to see these. But they're protected. This guy's protected right now by the media, everything. He's disappearing. But the day of was way worse. And you could see him grab a cop and start whispering in a cop's ear. And the government has admitted that they do this agent provocateur shit. They've admitted it because they've gotten caught with it.
So then did you see that they gave that QAnon shaman 4 years in jail or 3.5 years?
It's not going well for them and when they're locked down.
Well, they still have a bunch of people in jail. I mean,
yeah, they're like solitary confinement. Some are getting beat up and stuff.
it's so weird, man. And it's weird. It's weird that the Republicans apparently don't have any power to stop this kind of. Like, the people should not be in solitary confinement for the last year.
And some of Biden's, what do you call it, like, nominees for positions have to go through, like, a question and answer thing with Senate and sometimes the House. And holy shit, it looks like the Democrats they're acting like they're never going to be out of power. And they're trying to get people like Garland and stuff in there that they think is going to go, and they want to punish people for electing Trump. I'm still convinced of this. So it's crazy because they're on a strict time clock here. They have a year before they lose the House and the Senate. And they're talking the House might go by like 80 seats, swing towards the Republicans. Basically one of the biggest ever. And the Senate's going to go. And then once the president's there, now you have all three branches. I mean, you have the
that's going to happen, dude. It's going to be awesome.
Sure.
Okay, so we're kind of all over the place, but I want to show this DeSantis speech.
God, you got to show. Don't you think you have to show Fauci first? Everybody be super scared. There's a new variant.
Yeah. Good point.
And people have heard there's a new variant in South Africa.
Yeah. Oh no, the fucking sky's falling again.
So do you know what's funny about this? South Africa is basically being punished because they found the variant, because they actually go and sequence these, and the U.S. and everything doesn't do a very good job of that. And they did it and said, hey, we found a new variant. It looks to have, the vaccine looks to have no effect on it, but it also looks to have very mild effects on anybody.
Right.
Our only way out of this at this point, we know now that the vaccine's pretty much a failure for ending this. We know that the lockdowns are a failure. Masking is a failure. The most, it's going to slow it down, but it's obviously not going to stop it. Our only hope out of this now is to get a traditional vaccine, which I'm guessing is just kind of like how there's not a flu, like a cold vaccine type of thing, just mutates too fast. The more likely scenario is we get a more virulent, basically meaning a more spreadable COVID
variant,
like a mutation, but way less deadly.
Yeah.
Way less. So you get it, you barely notice.
Well, that's assuming you get natural immunity.
And you would, because that would outcompete everything else.
Yeah, you would, except in the case of a kind of a nightmare scenario, which is possible, which is the antibody dependent enhancement, where the vaccine causes people to not be able to fight off the variants. And I'm not saying that's happening, but that's one of the doomsday horror scenarios.
If you're talking about like the Mercs thing and the chickens, that would be more of it getting worse because there's a selective pressure for it to be more virulent.
No, that's another thing about that. Like, that's a different nightmare scenario is the Merrick's way, where the unvaccinated people die. I'm talking about the other doomsday scenario where the vaccinated people, their immune system only recognizes a specific variant, the first one. Do you know what I mean? So
but
your immune system
doesn't really work that way.
It's not supposed to, but if they have a gene therapy fucking weird...
I mean, we're going down a really weird rabbit hole.
Yeah. It's an out there thing.
I hope for the most part.
Yeah, so. It kind of is.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyway, let's watch
here's
Fauci.
Yeah.
About about staying on the job.
This is 2 minutes.
I mean, you were personally, not just rhetorically, threatened. Your security, your safety, your family.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that?
I dealt with it by focusing on what my job is. From the time that I went into medicine to the right now where I am at my age, my job has been totally focused on doing what I can with the talents and the influence I have to make scientific advances to protect the health of the American public. So anybody who spends lies and threatens and all that theater that goes on with some of the investigations and the congressional committees and the Rand Pauls and all that other nonsense, that's noise, Margaret.
Dude, I think
that's
he's kind of shook.
He should be.
I mean,
I do too, because
he picked a side here, and he starts doing it later. He starts really throwing Republicans under the bus. He is an official that's unelected, and now he's basically being very partisan. He picked a side. He's got to see the way the wind blowing. He knows that the Democrats are on their way.
And he mentions in this interview, he's like, they're talking about prosecuting me. It's like, yeah. Shouldn't he have already been forced to resign for lying to Congress?
That's what's
exactly.
What happens when, the media, this is the media's darling. They are going to act like it's Hitler or Saddam Hussein when Saddam rose to power and they took out the dissidents and shot them. They're going to act like that's what the Republicans are doing, when all they're doing is getting rid of the people that did that to them, essentially.
Yeah, no kidding.
There's been some bad nominees. And we haven't talked about them because we've been off for the week and a half. But
I mean,
we almost got to go back on some of them.
Well, the fact is, this guy lied to Congress about funding of gain-of-function research, and that's one reason to arrest him. But I think that the deeper conspiracy of, like, these weirdos purposefully made this fucking virus, and then it accidentally leaked out of Wuhan at the very convenient time for China. That's the real thing I want him arrested for, at least investigated.
It's kind of funny. People that are super scared of COVID, the ones that are the most concerned about it, they're the least concerned about the origins of this.
Yeah.
And it really should be the opposite.
Yeah, I know. Is that a big sign that they know that this guy released it on purpose? You know what I mean? Like, why don't they care about where it came from?
Against the lab leak.
Yeah, why?
I can see why on the surface someone would say, gosh, I hope there's no nefarious stuff to this because the backlash could be bad. But they're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Okay, but
Fauci can't be wrong.
Here's my point, though. Like, they're rooting against the lab leak, right? Because that would make it nefarious. But they don't want to investigate it or even look at it because... Probably because they suspect that the lab leak is true, right? Yeah. Otherwise, they would be, if it was likely to be just a bat banging a pangolin, then I think they would be like, let's find out, where's this bat? We really need to learn. But they know they're suspicious that it was the lab leak, so they don't want to look at it.
Like hundreds of animals, and they know it didn't come from any of those hundreds of animals that they've sequenced. And there's only a couple options that could have been at this wet market. So it's obvious that's
obviously man-made.
The reason they're not talking about it.
Let's not forget the animal torture he supports. Yeah. This guy's he's a weird motherfucker, I think.
Yes.
All right.
I know what my job is.
Senator Cruz told the Attorney General you should be prosecuted.
Yeah. I have to laugh at that. I
Nervously.
should be prosecuted.
Yeah.
What happened on January 6th, Senator?
What does he have to do with that?
I know.
What the fuck would Cruz have to do with that? Cruz isn't even like a Trump supporter. Cruz and Trump basically hate each other. Like, what does that have to do with anything?
Dude, the other thing, January 6th
Dude, that
is so
is just
weird
a-
how much they overblow that and like,
Oh, I know. And nobody cares. I think they thought that was their Trump card. They thought they could play that whenever.
yeah.
Oh, yeah? Well, at least they're not trying to overthrow elections.
Yeah,
And,
a
oh,
coup.
yeah, at least they're not
There was an
insurrectionists.
insurrection. What?
Obviously, what the gubernatorial races showed us is the American people don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They're not prescribing that sin.
That's because the truth of it is so much
they're-
less sensational.
Yeah, they're not expanding that to be like, look what Trump supporters did.
And they call it the deadly insurrection on January 6th. And I saw
Only
a
person
funny
that
take
killed
on that.
was
Yeah.
somebody that was on the Trump side, basically.
So that's what it was. It was like a tweet that said, I'm with the leftists on this deadly night of January 6th. I think we should make a memorial, a national memorial of everyone that was murdered on January 6th.
Ah.
And I
You know
think
the
we should
media-
too. It'd just say Ashley Babbitt.
Do you know what the media tried doing? They initially said that a cop died by getting bludgeoned.
I know. They were
Days
reporting
later.
that. They beat
the
him to
family
death
came
with a
out and
fire
said,
extinguisher.
No, he had a stroke. It's a natural causes.
Yeah.
And then they started saying, well, look, some of the cops there at Capitol Hill committed suicide later. So that's why. When they're not, one, we have no proof of that. Two, suicides were up nationally. And three, there's a lot of fucking cops there. You take a group of 10,000 people, check a year later, of those random 10,000 people, there's going to be people that committed suicide in there.
Yeah, especially with these COVID lockdowns. Suicides
Yes.
are way up.
Yes.
So the Democrats probably killed those cops too with their lockdowns. I want to watch this weirdo laugh again.
My job is.
Senator Cruz told the Attorney General you should be prosecuted.
Yeah. I have to laugh at that. I should be prosecuted.
Man,
What
you can
happened
tell.
on January 6th, Senator?
You can tell he's got like that old man dry breath. Like little his
Yeah.
teeth are like blackening. And
He does the
stuff.
old man like lick your lips weird
He
thing.
can
here.
be, do you remember Poltergeist 2?
Fuck is this?
When they have the scary guys, the old guy in the hat named Kane. He could play Kane on Poltergeist 2.
And the
I could
days
smell
following,
his breath from here.
January 6th, mainstream media was using the term
No
mask.
way. So they're going to use massacre for that, but then we have Waukesha.
Actual
which
massacre.
We had a BLM supporter swerving to kill kids, killed multiple people, and we really don't know the guy's name. They don't show anything about it, and they're calling it a car crash.
Yeah,
What
they called it an
it?
accident. They called it a car crash. They say a car
Say he
killed
turned the
3
wrong
people.
way. Turned
Yeah,
the wrong way.
they were trying to say, oh, he was running from white supremacists that were attacking him, which was complete bullshit.
He did it on purpose. He got charged with it. They know he did. He was swerving to hit people, and that's not a massacre. But
Look how evil the media is, man. It's so
Lord Robert getting
confusing.
shot is a massacre.
I'll never fucking understand it.
Yes.
I'm going to show this. Watch what he does with his mouth here, all right?
Happened on January 6th, Senator.
Is this
lizard.
guy?
He's
This
a
guy's.
lizard. He's
I know.
trying not to
That's what I was
shed
gonna say.
his skin.
He's definitely accidentally morphing into a
Check
lizard.
his
Sick,
irises.
Senator.
Make sure they're not closing this way like a cat's.
I think they go vertical there. His irises are slits here at
Holy
the end.
cow.
Do you think
January 6th, Senator.
God,
about
you
making you a
lizard person.
scapegoat to deflect from
course.
President Trump?
Of course.
From President
You have
Trump?
to be asleep not to figure that
Of
one out.
course.
Who's
he
President
does.
Trump?
A lot of Republican senators taking aim at this. I mean,
That's okay. I'm just going to do my job. And I'm going to be saving
Well, do it
lives, and they're
better.
going to be lying.
it seems another layer of danger to play politics around matters of life and death.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And to me,
Exactly.
that's that's unbelievably bad, because all I want to do is save people's lives. I mean, anybody who's looking at this carefully realizes that there's a distinct anti-science flavor to this. So if they get up and criticize science, nobody's going to know what they're talking about. But if they get up and really aim their bullets at Tony Fauci, well, people could recognize there's a person there. So it's easy to criticize. Martyr. But they're really criticizing science, because I represent science. That's dangerous. To me, that's more dangerous than the slings and the arrows that get thrown.
This guy's the best, dude.
He knows that's not how science works.
I know.
Thomas Massey, who's a libertarian-leaning guy, he's got a master's in science from MIT. And he basically saying, Fauci's wrong, he's lying. I have a master's in science. What's that do here? Because that's what he's doing. He's doing the appeal to authority. And Massey's saying, well, look at my authority. I've got a master's in science from MIT.
Right. But he doesn't have the media behind him, so he's not really science.
Yeah, he's got a horrible track record. He's the highest paid government employee. He's unelected. He's been in his post forever. And he's just got a history of failing.
And he was pushing that drug in the 80s that killed a shitload of gay people.
If you talked out about that drug, you were talking back about science.
Oh, yeah. Think how much that would have been fact-checked, and people would have been banned from YouTube and all this shit if it was 1980s.
So what happens?
If that was around.
Let's go down that what if. Trump runs and wins. He has the House, he has the Senate, and he wins. What's he do with Fauci? He's got to fire him.
He's got to fire Fauci, yeah. First thing, I hope, and prosecute him.
That's going to be his Saddam Hussein moment. That's going to be them saying, look how dangerous this is. So look how dangerous.
Yeah, Fauci also came out.
He's going to win probably the popular vote even, and he's going to win by more votes than Biden. And when the media kept trying to tell us, like, well, Biden got elected by the most votes ever. Well,
get ready for that.
That's because there's more population every fucking 4 years or 8 years, whatever it could be. So forever, presidents are going to be able to say that until we start seeing that population decline.
Yeah.
Not only that, we have more people voting and stuff too. So we're going to see Trump with more. So we can say the same thing. Trump saying, I have 85 million people that voted for me. So I have more of a mandate than you guys.
Well, Fauci also recently came out and saying, we can't rule out lockdowns for this new Omicron variant. And if you have, if you're triple vaccinated, you can have Thanksgiving dinner with your family. But if not, probably shouldn't.
Jesus. Speaking of, did you see, we talked about this earlier, but British Health, whatever, they said now boosters every 3 months.
Something gigantic has happened this week.
When Fauci is still lying to us and saying that, well, we think this this booster is probably it. But now you got to play the DeSantis video.
Okay, here's the DeSantis video.
Because this is the exact polar opposite. And this way works, and Fauci's way doesn't. So it's really funny.
Yeah. This is great.
And let me just say, in Florida, we will not let them lock you down. We will not let them take your jobs. We will not let them harm your businesses. We will not let them close your schools. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
I'll do it real quick.
The lockdowns didn't.
This is an aside that pisses me off because a lot of people try to attribute that to Einstein. Einstein says the definition of insanity. He never said that. He never said anything like it. It's a stupid definition.
Okay. Yeah.
I hate when people say that.
Yeah.
And I hate that he said it there because it's not true. But in this case,
I know. Yeah, I do. I know what you mean though. That it is kind of a lame thing to say. I don't like that definition of insanity either.
It's not insanity.
No.
Stop COVID. Forced masking, they said last year, would end the pandemic if 80% wore masks. Many more than that were wearing masks, and it hasn't worked. They said you could get COVID off surfaces, which isn't true. They've not been honest about the origins of the virus, and they haven't been forthright about natural immunity. And with these travel restrictions, I was probably the first governor in January of 2020 to call for travel restrictions from China. I supported President Trump when he did that. But we have to take a step back and acknowledge that those travel restrictions just didn't work. The virus had already spread. And so whatever this variant is, the fact that you identify some in southern Africa, that does not mean that it's not in any corner of the globe. It's an airborne respiratory virus. So I think those restrictions are not going to work. They haven't worked in the past. And clearly, to even be entertaining the idea of doing destructive, disastrous policies like lockdowns, I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised because I think some people are just wired for this. But it is not going to happen in the state of Florida. You can take.
You know what's funny about this?
I love.
So Biden says we have an emergency. We got to shut down flights. This is on Wednesday, but he says this is so bad we can't let flights in starting Monday. Not Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I didn't know
Come
that.
on in. Come on in.
That's
no
funny.
Deal. But
next Monday, no more flights.
Monday, that will be fine. In the meantime, they've already found this in the UK. They've already found this in wherever.
Of course. See, that's the point. You can't stop this. There's no stopping these respiratory viruses.
Scares them. And supposedly this one is immune to vaccines, but so far it looks like it's mild. And this might be a good thing. We want the milder ones.
I saw some doctors saying basically like, look, it's a mild variant. They say it spreads, and it's kind of good for that to happen. It'll outcompete the other forms of COVID, which are more severe.
People love to compare this to polio, which is a bad comparison because polio basically maimed and killed. It wasn't mild symptoms. And there was a traditional vaccine that was able to stop it. If you would love to compare this to polio, most pandemics end because most viruses, they tend to do that. They don't want to kill their host. They want their host to spread it as much as possible. They don't consciously want anything, but just by the whole survival of the fittest, that those seem to do better and better. So you have, let's say you have a virus and it mutates to be super deadly. That kills you before you can spread it. But you have a mutation that makes it less deadly. That one's going to survive longer because you're not going to be even hurting. And you're going to go to the grocery store and you're going to spread it to a bunch of people, and then they're going to spread it to a bunch of people. Viruses do better with minimal symptoms. A sneeze, a cough, that sort of thing. It would be in the ideal world for the virus would be perfect. You're walking around, you're not in discomfort, but you got a cough or a sneeze, so you can spread the virus.
I see.
And that's how pandemics end. You get a lesser mutation of it, and it becomes the common cold or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah.
So this might be the true end of this. And I don't know if it's going to be this variant, but eventually that's how we're going to get out of this. Is one of these variants is going to do that. Well,
it's over anyway, if you ask me.
Yeah.
It was never a severe enough disease anyway.
Hey, the Omicron sounds like a Transformer name. DDD, hey, buddy. No, that's kind of funny. They skipped new because it sounds like NEW, and they skipped XI.
I don't think they skipped new. I think there's a new variant, isn't there?
No, they kind of called this one new for a little bit, and then they just
they said
eating
never
about
mind.
it.
Oh, I see. I see.
They was confusing people because it's called new.
I could see that being confusing.
Obviously, they skipped XI.
Why did they skip XI?
Because that's the original virus. They tried to say like we don't want to. What was it? They said something stupid like we don't want people to. They said it's a common name. They tried saying it's a common name, and they don't.
It's the
want
common name of dictators.
From a certain area. Yeah.
It's too common of a name of certain Chinese dictators.
Yes.
So we can't use the name Xi.
But it's kind of funny because supposedly this one, the big scary thing is this ignores vaccines. But according to Biden and the NIH and everything, is quick, everybody get vaccinated now.
Yeah.
That's the message they put out.
See, it cracks me up that this is vaccine resistant. It's like, oh, I'm so glad I didn't get vaccinated.
I get vaccinated anyway.
That's what they're telling people. I don't know why. And now they're telling you got to get vaccinated every 3 months.
You know, we talked about the Waukesha thing. We've almost got to show the South Park clip.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about the South Park thing.
So we talked about
first. Should we go over what happened?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's show it. It's
okay, this brutal. Sucks. Here's some footage of the massacre where Daryl Brooks.
This wasn't a car accident. This wasn't an SUV doing this. This was this piece of shit
Yeah, let's play the rap video first.
I haven't seen this. I'm guessing this is terrible. This guy thinks he's a rapper, by the way.
Yeah. And I can't find the actual rap video because they keep taking it all down. It's called Half a Ticket. Let me see if I can find it.
God, they're so good at that somehow. Oh, you spelled ticket wrong. That's your problem.
No, I did on purpose.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. Where the fuck? Yeah, see, they took down all the original videos because...
You always tell people, like, oh, whatever on the internet's there forever. But it's fucking not. Like, we try to find that Mighty Mighty Boss Tones music video of him scatting to George Floyd. Remember that?
Yeah.
Days later, we couldn't find it.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, dang it. Okay, we'll just play this. It's got some of it, I think. Here it is.
D-Mark got that heel.
I just got a load worth about a half a ticket. 30 in the blicker when I'm out here chasing chicken. Was observant to the game when I used to play the benches. Now I swipe the Vinci, got him looking at me different. I can't miss him, yeah. AR with a stenching, yeah. Venom when I kiss him, yeah. Kidnap you and misses, yeah. Work all in the kitchen, damn. Money by the ceiling fan. Shorty wanna take a chance,
He bought a ceiling fan with his money there.
Holy
that was one of the lines. Got money, bought a ceiling fan.
Did you see the Ring video when he gets arrested?
He
goes to some guy's house.
He's like scoping out a house on the porch. Yeah, I saw that.
He like knocks and help me. I'm homeless. I'm waiting for an Uber. The guy brings him inside. This is like a mile or two away. He's watching football. It doesn't happen. Gives him a sandwich and shit.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And then the cops show up and arrest him. They ask the guy, like, do you know this guy? He's like, no.
Damn, that's kind of crazy. Just let him in.
You can find it if you type in his name and like Ring. I bet we could find it. But
sure.
He was fucked up, as everybody knows Kyle Rittenhouse's name.
Right.
He killed 2 people in self-defense.
Yeah.
This guy murdered a ton of kids.
Yep.
And massacred people. And all we know is a red SUV.
Why is that? Systemic racism? Is that why we everyone hates Kyle Rittenhouse for defending his life and no one knows this?
The media and Antifa and Democrats were doing this.
Yeah,
and they saw as a black guy that's a BLM guy, like, oh no.
Dude, you're 100% right. If this had been a if this had been a fucking white supremacist,
not even a white supremacist,
my God,
a white guy.
Yeah, just a white guy. You're right. Then they would just call him a white supremacist. But
yep. We know his name. We know his neighbor.
Yeah.
We would know everything about the guy.
Instead, it's a Black Lives Matter black guy, and the media goes, "Oh God, quick, cover it up. Don't talk about it."
I will bet you only 5% of the nation knows this guy's name.
Yeah. Well, let's play some of the footage because it's pretty disturbing, but here it is. Look at this.
He's swerving to hit people, by the way.
Oh, yeah. He's running people down there. Look at that, dude. I said
people are trying to make excuses for this guy and stuff, and he's just flying in some clips, too.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to try to show. I don't know if this has the clips, but that must be him leaving the scene.
And there's one article that said he made a wrong turn and stuff. He didn't. He went around, like parades have like floats and like cars. He went around them purposely to go and hit these people. He was charged with like intentional homicide.
Yeah.
So they know enough. I mean, obviously, he's not found guilty yet. He's gonna be. But
yeah.
To act like this was a mistake or him running from
it's crazy
crime.
that they would even try that, you know?
Yes.
Okay, so obviously a horrible tragedy, but an interesting thing about it is South Park put out a post-COVID special, and it's just a special episode of South Park, okay? And 5 days before the Waukesha...
So this really aired before it?
Yeah, that's everything I've seen says this is real. They did a trailer for the episode, and this aired like 5 days before that happened, okay? Let's watch this and see if anything jumps out at us.
Be there for each other when things got bad.
What do you mean? What's happened?
Just right
there. When things got... Always be there for each other when things got bad.
What do you mean?
When things got... there for each other when things got
Okay,
bad.
so one of the clips shows a red
SUV swerving and hitting people in the street.
Yeah.
Pause it when you can see the guy's face.
Okay, yeah. Right here.
Right there. Pull up a screenshot of the mugshot of him.
Just doesn't that look like him?
Pull up a mugshot. Or even just type his name in. Don't even do mugshot.
Okay.
Let's do Daryl Brooks. And go to images. Because the media ran this image. Like, there are the... Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's take a look at this guy. Go back to the South Park.
He's got the goatee.
Yeah. Let's see some more pictures of this guy. Here. If he had big dreads in that car,
yeah, it would be really weird.
Then it would be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
But even just the fact that this is just a...
And the way it swerves there, too.
Yeah, it swerves and it hits this guy. I don't know.
It's just so weird.
It's a little bit weird, at least. You know, it's kind of a Simpsons predict it kind of thing.
Is this I guess, just a coincidence of just they've had so many scenes?
I guess.
This is a weird one, though.
Yeah.
Do they somehow know this guy's going to go and run into a parade 5 days before? And they told the South Park creators? Are they psychic? Are those guys fucking psychic and they don't even know it?
Yeah, it could be something like that. I don't know. But it's pretty weird. And we wanted to show that. There's some Reddit threads
so much weirdness about this. Like, usually when we see a massacre like this, we know everything about the person. We know who was... Like, even the Las Vegas one. And that one was the first one where people were like, why are they being so secretive? But we also knew the guy's girlfriend. We knew his ex-wife. We knew his job. We knew where he got his money from. We knew a lot about the fucking guy. Same thing with like the guy that went and shot up the gay club. We knew everything fucking about the guy. We know nothing. They won't tell us anything. In fact, they're scrubbing his social media. They're deleting his Facebook and stuff.
Well, did you see that he was out on bond?
Yes.
And it was like a Democrat program to get...
Do you know what he's on bond for? He ran over his girlfriend with a car.
No
he
way.
ran her over. They think it might be the exact same SUV. He ran over his wife or girlfriend, whatever it is.
That's weird.
And that's one of them. I mean, he's got a giant rap sheet.
Wow.
Yeah, he's on $1,000 bond.
All right. Well, anyway, that's kind of that.
And it's media just being shitbags as always.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of shitbag media, do we show the poor grieving
thing?
No, God, do we go there now? I was thinking the grieving father saying all lives matter. And the media hating that.
Oh, yeah. That's the Ahmaud Arbery thing.
Yep. So Ahmaud Arbery's father.
Here, this is.
This is the gentleman that was killed, like jogging in a neighborhood, right? Because they thought that he was breaking into places, so he ran and they shot him, kill him. His murderers got found guilty, all three of them. Even the guy filming got found guilty of murder. Looks like
I don't know much about that case.
Yeah, it looks like the little I know. It looks like justice system got that right. Which, I mean, you have a trial jury of your peers.
Yeah,
they found him guilty too. I agree with it. For what I know, this is a grieving father. Let's play his speech. It's a good speech anyway.
Yeah, this is a great
For
speech.
real, all life matters. All life. Yes. Not just black children. We don't want to see nobody go through this. Amen. I don't want to see no daddy watch a kid get lynched and shot down like that. That's right, Mom. So it's all our problem. It's all our problem. So, hey, let's keep fighting. Let's keep doing it and making this place a better place for all human beings. Amen. All human beings. Amen. Everybody. Amen. Love everybody. Love everybody. All human beings need to be treated equally. Yeah.
I can support everything that guy said right there. I think that's
what a
great
speech. This is a grieving father whose son was just killed by 3 shitbags that were probably racist shitbags.
Yep.
And he's got this good speech.
Yeah.
But play the first part of that again. Play the first part.
For real, all life matters. Yes. Not just black children. We don't want to see nobody go through this.
And then he even specifically says not just black.
Fucking what's his name?
Yeah, Jesse Jackson. Yeah.
And even he kind of said it.
Yeah.
So he says all lives matter. Well, the media's been telling us for 2 years now that's a racist thing to say.
Yeah.
But he says all lives matter. But don't worry, they have that covered.
Yeah, let me see.
You can type in Ahmed Aubrey, all lives matter.
Look at this.
Ahmed Aubrey's father did not say all lives matter. This is the 1984 quote. The final and most important rule was to listen to your party above your ears and eyes.
Yeah.
We saw it. We heard it. Everyone there agreed with it and repeated it. And the media is telling us he didn't say it.
And his whole speech was basically saying it. Yes. He went on to be more specifically say it even. All human beings. We should all be treated equal and everything. And fucking
racist fucks.
And then the mainstream media comes out and says, no, Ahmed Aubrey's father did not say all lives matter. That is crazy.
And the guy's still alive and stuff too. It's not like he's dead. And they're doing the Ruth Bader Ginsburg thing where Katie Couric's trying to change history and censor what she says because she knows better than a sitting Supreme Court justice. This guy's still alive. He gave a great speech.
But you know what, Gary? I just saw that Newsweek says he didn't say it, so I'm going to listen again one more time here.
For real, all life matters.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
What they're trying to say?
Fucking
he said all life matter. They're making fun of the guy's fucking grammar in English. He said all lives matter. Because he's...
All lives matter?
Yeah, he basically spoke. All life matter. And he says all lives matter. This guy's English and grammar is not good enough for Newsweek.
They're doing everything they can to miss the point.
Unreal. It's so funny how these fact checkers, who I love when they ask for donations. They ask for donations constantly, but they just bend over backwards to stick up for the narrative. It's insane. I love documenting this. It's so important.
Yeah.
So this piece of shit is a terrible fucking murderer. And
For
the
some
media's
reason,
ignoring it.
this makes me want to show this. This is a sort of related. It's the fact that Newsweek saying he didn't say what he obviously said because they're so woke that they'll change the words he's saying because they don't want him to have said that. Okay. Now here's just, it's maybe related. I don't know. It makes me think of it anyway.
Is that Gandalf?
It looks like it.
That
anti-racism equals racism. Okay. I think so too. Here's a woke professor. She gives a great,
The other thing is we have to think, critically and self-reflexively about our own whiteness and sort of what the assumptions are that we bring to the workplace based on that whiteness. I think, and I'll go first. I'll share one of mine.
Please. I can't wait.
One of my biggest, I think, vestiges of the white culture that I was raised in is that I expect a workplace to be quiet. And when I have had the honor of working with people of color, there is another volume at which things are said sometimes in the workplace. And I wonder if that is my own whiteness sort of expecting that, right? And imposing that on the workplace.
Holy shit.
She's saying that black people are loud.
Get work done, but these loud black people are there. I'm thinking maybe I'm the racist.
Yeah. How great is it that she's totally racist and
she
thinks being quiet at work is a white thing? It's just like that. We showed a teacher who said sitting down and paying attention is white imperialism.
Math is racist.
Yeah. See, this just shows how racist these fucking morons are.
Have you seen the Candace Owens? It's a little bit related. when Candace Owens goes after that liberal professor. They have 3 white liberal professors basically trying to say why something's racist, and she goes off on it. Have you seen that?
And I don't think so.
Type in Candace Owens, liberal professor. See if it comes up. It's great. You might have to go to YouTube.
Okay, I'll do it on YouTube.
I can see her having a history in politics, but
I'm a huge fan of Candace Owens.
There it is.
This?
Yes.
I just have to
got
say
10 minutes?
that
Well, I saw like a minute.
To your use of the word hilarious. To me, this feels a lot like your reaction to being named in one of these manifestos. Now, you're of course not responsible for the words.
Pause it real quick.
Writing that document, but I do.
One of these crazy killers has a manifesto where he mentioned her in there. And this white professor is trying to act like that is a point against her. So that just to catch people.
They all do that. They all do that. The liberals love to do that.
Yeah, play this one on. It's pretty good.
I think that laughing at it is a real problem, because these are real families that are impacted by this violence. And I think our efforts towards talking about this have to start from a place of mutual respect, which is what I've heard from this side of the table. Now, the reason we don't have those numbers, I want those numbers as much as you do, but to say the numbers don't show something is simply not supported by the data.
Okay, and I have 38 seconds left, Ms. Mulligan, if you want to respond within that time.
The only thing I would add is that it's in the name. Terrorism, domestic terrorism, it terrorizes us. It terrorizes us in our homes. It terrorizes us in our schools. And to the points made by the other panelists, it is disproportionate to its impact on any individual life, and it's not.
You reject the idea it's something that doesn't matter or doesn't really matter?
Absolutely reject.
Okay. All right, so here's where we are. Every member now has had...
If we get to Candace, she has a great response to this.
Okay, I'm just going to skip to Candace.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
And the reason that you are bringing...
Is that accurate?
That is correct, and they matter much.
It's just not appropriate, Mr. Chairman, for how witnesses are supposed to behave in front of this committee. I also think you didn't say it doesn't matter about the subject matter of today's hearing. You said there are other subjects that matter as well, and maybe we should spend some time on those. Is that accurate?
That is correct, and they matter much, 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 much more, and I have said that. I said that in my opening, and I will say it again. You know that white supremacy and white nationalism ranks nowhere near the top of the issues that are facing Black America. And the reason that you are bringing them up in this room is because it is an attempt to make the election all about race, as the Democrats
Not in my case, Ms. Owens. I'm sorry. Please do not
God damn, I wish I could find the right
Mr.
one.
Chairman,
she goes off on those lady for their answers. But
how about that dipshit cuts her off? It pisses me off.
Yeah, I know.
Hang on, let her go. Let's let her go a little more.
It's my time. You've got your time, Mr. Meadows. I'll give you 3 more seconds.
Every 4 years, you bring up race, and you knew exactly what I meant when I said hilarious, and you just tried to do live what the media does all the time to Republicans, to our president, and to conservatives, which you tried to manipulate what I said to fit your narrative, okay? I was not referring to the subject matter that is hilarious. I said it's hilarious that we are sitting in this room today, and I've got 2 doctors and a missus, and nobody can give us real numbers that we can respond to so we can assess how big of a threat this is. Because you know that it is not as big of a threat as you are trying to make it out to be, so that you can manipulate. And the audacity of you to bring up the Christchurch shooting manifesto and make it seem as if I laughed at people that were slaughtered by a homicidal maniac is, in my opinion, absolutely despicable. And I think that we should be above that. To try to assign reality or any meaning to a homicidal maniac.
Yeah. She nailed it there.
Keep going. It's better.
Writing a manifesto, which, by the way, let the record show, also stated Spyro the Dragon, the child's cartoon, as a source of inspiration. He also cited Nelson Mandela as a source of information. I don't think that Nelson Mandela has inspired mosque shootings. You can correct me if you think I'm wrong. You would rather assign meaning to a homicidal maniac than to actually address the things that I said today that are actually harming Black America. Number one, father absence. Number 2, the education system and the illiteracy rate. Illegal immigration ranks high, abortion ranks high, white supremacy and white nationalism, if I had to make a list again of 100 things, would not be on it. This hearing, in my opinion, is a farce.
There we go.
And it is ironic that you're sitting here and you're having 3 Caucasian people testify and tell you what their expertise are. Do I know what my expertise are? Black in America.
How great is that? That's one case where I wish she would call him racist.
I love that. Yeah, she should have.
She's above it, but how
yeah,
great that
you're
be?
right. You're right. She is above it. It would have been great because also it would have scandalized them. They would have gone, "I'm not racist. I've got lots of black friends." That's exactly what they would have said.
Every night, I'm not
yeah,
racist. I vote Democrat.
Right, dude.
And then
that was
right,
great.
just want to go home and eat her feelings.
And dude, how much was she right that like, look how disingenuous it is to try to say like, you inspired this mass shooter. Don't you feel bad? When that mass shooter also quoted Spyro the Dragon and Nelson Mandela. Why didn't they bring that up?
I love how like she protected herself by saying like, well, you're not at fault for him using your name, but it's the same sort of energy.
Yeah, but shouldn't you change to a Democrat party?
I love
now?
that this is starting to go viral because she's just hating this.
1 million views. Oh, this was posted on November 27th. How crazy is that, dude? I can't believe this was posted too.
YouTube probably keeps taking it down over and over.
Yeah, but it's got 1 million views.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
That's a 10-minute video too. Jesus.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, Garrett, we've gone about an hour.
Well, we at least got to mention the Cuomo thing.
Okay.
So everyone knows that Andrew Cuomo is a rapist and a murderer and a piece of shit. And liberals could not wait to crown him the next president of the U.S.
Yeah. Remember that? They were all Cuomo-sexuals. Do you remember that?
Basically, while Biden was still running, they're basically saying, can we quick get this Cuomo-sexual there? Yeah, they had like the Daily Show fucking idiot. Yeah. They had all these people saying they felt like
he was a hero. Yeah.
And everyone knows. So grandmas and grandpas were dying because Andrew Cuomo was busy raping people and putting everyone's
COVID-infected people
to live with their grandmas
into nursing homes. Yeah.
And he would go on CNN and it'd be comedy hour. And his brother, Cuomo, who also, by the way, faked his positive COVID test. He faked being isolated from his family. There's documented proof. He filed a police report because he left his basement and got harassed by a guy on a bike, driving by on a bike, and saw him outside and harassed him. He called the cops. They made a police report. CNN told us he's still in his basement, and they had this big reveal where he was off of his lockdown
isolation,
he left his basement, and saw his family for the first time. CNN knew that was false.
Complete lie, yeah.
He knew that was a complete lie, but the media doesn't care. But anyway, he was on having comedy hour with a giant fucking Q-tip while his brother's raping people and killing your grandmas. And CNN was fine with that. They gave him a vacation. Well, now it comes out that when initially it came out that he molested that lady, it was an anonymous thing. Well, Chris Cuomo used CNN and used its report and stuff to go and find out who she was and to basically dig dirt on him, and was giving it back to his brother for his brother to use. So he was trying to help his brother bury this. And he got asked, and they basically said, like, nope, we're not going to have him talk about it. He had nothing to do with this. He basically said, my brother asked me for some advice, and I gave it to him, some brotherly advice, and that's it. Well, now they found out that's not true. This came out today. This is breaking. This came out like an hour, like 4 or 5 hours ago.
Yeah. Boxball, yeah.
He wrote a book about how he was crowning himself king.
I know.
As he's murdering people and raping people, he's crowning himself king.
Yep.
But what a fall from grace his family had. I love it. I think he's fired. I think he can't get by this one. They were really already on thin ice for letting him stay on. But CNN is in such trouble anyway that anybody that gets any views. The Brian Stelter, the potato-looking guy we always talk about, he is below 500,000 views on his show. Just so you put that in perspective, those channels could put on a rerun of some shitty, I don't know, trying to think of like Days of Our Lives show. It's going to get more than 500,000
Yeah,
views.
yeah. Nobody's watching CNN.
Nothing. Yeah.
Okay, but let me try to sum up what you said there. So a woman anonymously accused Governor Andrew Cuomo of sexually assaulting her.
Yep. And she was right, by the way. We know that she was right. Cuomo basically had to, he admitted it without admitting it and stepped down, basically.
Right.
But
while that happened, so she's anonymous, Chris Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo's brother, he says to CNN, hey, I want to help find out shit on this woman. He started finding information on the anonymous woman.
Yep.
And presumably telling his brother, like, hey, it's this woman, Anna Rush, or whatever.
Yep.
And now that's been revealed that this was going on.
This is when she's saying it. This is how she said it happened. Yada, yada.
And right now it came out he was doing this, and it's completely horrible. It's probably illegal.
If CNN...
And now he's going to get fired.
If it turns out that CNN higher-ups knew about this and were cool with this, CNN's probably gone. I think that would be the last rug pull on them.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So they're gonna have to shoot him.
Well, that's a weird story.
Metaphorically.
You know, anything evil, I wouldn't put it past these two fucking dipshits.
Did you ever show the video where someone approaches him at like a nightclub and calls him
Fredo?
Fredo. You ever show that?
Yeah, we showed that. I'm pretty sure
he tries being real tough and act like he wants to fight the guy.
Yeah. Let's show it again. Because it is hilarious. He says it's like the N-word. That's our N-word. Here it is. He tries to fight this guy.
I love that.
Swinging to savings.
I do too. I love
That's CNN anchorman Chris Cuomo lashing out at a Trump supporter who insulted him.
I'll throw you down these stairs like a punk.
What was the big insult?
How annoying.
He must be talking to a girl. Because there's no way this coward's talking to a male like this. If it is a male, he must be 18 and really small.
CNN anchor Chris,
because you know he's too much
apparently
of a coward.
called Cuomo by the name Fredo,
Yeah,
referring to the fictional character.
I know.
From the
I just
Godfather
want the
film.
video.
You know why? Because they want to control the narrative.
Yeah.
They don't want to show you how big of a jackass the guy is.
Yeah.
So they're going to try to control the narrative.
And that's exactly what's going on here. And that's why it's hard to find this video right now, because he looks awful in this video. And instead we got stupid newscasters shouting over
saying it's a Trump supporter.
Yeah, a Trump supporter. Why did he shout it? Why did he shout at him? Oh, well, I don't know.
You know, I think it's like giant Q-tip
The
that's
what?
going to define his career. Like giant Q-tip. You went through like 3 or 4 basically thumbnails of him with that giant Q-tip.
What
that
was
was him and his brother making jokes while fucking they were murdering people's grandmas.
I thought that's who you were.
No, punk ass bitches from the right call me Fredo. My name is Chris Cuomo. I'm an anchor on CNN.
You're much
Fredo.
I would love to call this guy Fredo. I would love to.
If I ever see this guy, I'm definitely calling him Fredo.
I would love to.
Yeah, for sure.
He was that weak brother.
Isn't that your
And
brother?
they use it as an Italian aspersion. Any of you Italian? Are you Italian? It's a fucking insult to your people. It's an insult to your fucking people.
Oh.
It's like the N-word for us.
Dude, that's so funny.
Do you know how you know it's not really the N-word? Because he said N-word.
Yeah.
He has no problem saying Fredo, but he says N-word.
Right.
Wow. Is that a cool fucking thing?
You're a much more reasonable guy in person than you seem to be on television.
Yeah, but if you want to play, then
I love his
play.
guy.
If you got something you want to say about what I do on television, then say it. But don't call me a
Hey
fucking
man,
insult.
hey, listen.
What?
I don't want any problems.
Yeah, you're gonna have a big fucking problem.
What's the
It's
problem?
all
I would
different on
love to
TV.
be in the guy's
Don't fucking
shoes.
insult me like that.
I didn't insult you.
The
I
fuck
asked
you
you.
call me Fredo? It's like
You know, I think this guy's doing a hilarious job of trolling Cuomo here, actually. Seems like he's doing a great job to me. He's fucking with him. He's making
I call you punk bitch. You like that? You
You want that to be your nickname?
I didn't call you that.
You called me Fredo. You know my name's not fucking Fredo.
I thought your name was.
You did not think my name
I thought your name was Fredo? Like, that's hilarious, dude.
It's fucking Fredo. Don't be a liar. You want to be a man, stand up like a man.
I'm standing up, man.
You want to be a man, I'm here. Then fucking own it. Then own what you said.
Hey.
Then own what you said.
Listen, man, I don't have a problem with you, man.
You're going to have a fucking problem.
What? What are you going to do about it?
I'll fucking ruin your shit. I'll fucking throw you down.
Do something
like a
then.
fucking punk.
Please do.
Why, so you can fucking sue?
You don't want
So you
to
can fucking sue?
Well, why don't you do
Go
it?
take a swing. You want to call me Fredo? Take a fucking swing.
I'm not going to swing.
Take a fucking swing. Watch your fucking hands. Take a swing. Watch your fucking hands. Take a swing.
God, I wish I was
Come on,
there.
boy. Come on, boy. So you want to call me shit? Call me shit then.
Hey, listen, man.
I'm right
I'm
fucking
not
here.
doing anything.
I'll fucking wreck your shit. I'll fucking wreck your shit.
Stop.
You didn't know what you were doing when
I
you
thought
called
it
me
was your
Fredo?
name, man. I thought it was your name.
What's funny about this?
Hey,
The media not only tries to hide this, we saw what the media saw, and they instantly call this guy a Trump supporter. They call him a Trump supporter because he's like this terrible fucking human being and this terrible hack of a show guy.
Right.
He's a Trump supporter because only a Trump supporter wouldn't like this.
I didn't see anything about Trump in this video.
Nothing.
No
He didn't
idea
give
this
a
guy's a
politics
Trump
at all.
supporter. Yeah.
But he's a Trump supporter because God, only a Trump supporter wouldn't like this terrible fucking
Yeah.
show.
But dude, that dude did a great job of being like, I thought
You're
it was
right,
your, I
he's
thought it
fucking
was
the
your
whole
name.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
more
like, I
reasonable.
thought your name was Fredo.
You're more reasonable in real life, he says, as he's unhinged.
It was awesome.
Yeah, you're right.
I want to hang out with this guy actually.
Especially when he's running into Fredo.
Yeah. Especially if we can find Fredo and we can call that guy Fredo.
Wouldn't you love to do that? But anyway, he's fucked. CNN released a statement basically saying they're looking into it the next coming days and stuff.
Awesome.
I think this is it for him.
That would be a good riddance.
He's going the way of his brother.
I hope Don Lemon follows him, gets fired for something.
Well, Stelter's got to. There's no way they can let someone be on air with 500,000 viewers. They're losing money every time Stelter goes on air.
You know what? Don Lemon should be fired for his racist cookie jar he has. This. See this? Damn it. Look at this.
Isn't he like with his white boyfriend? And
Yeah.
so they have like this
Yeah.
racist cookie jar?
Yeah. So they have, this is literally in his house is like that, fucking old school, like mocking black people
Did
cookie
he
jar.
ever acknowledge this or anything?
I don't think so.
What's weird?
But it's like half a story, so. Like,
what's this? What's weirder, this or the robot having barbecue sauce as a bookend? Which one's weirder?
The robot.
This one's pretty weird too, but yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is weird because everything is racist and
yes.
But then he owns this freaking
With
little
his white boyfriend.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, man.
All right, dude. I think we touched on the big stuff. I know we weren't going to get to everything.
Yeah. Let's see.
All right, guys, we are back on schedule. I'm sure. I'm looking at the calendar right now. You know what? Christmas kind of lines up pretty decent. I don't see Christmas messing with our show as much as Thanksgiving did.
Okay.
So,
but yeah,
right,
probably Thursday.
We'll see everyone Thursday.
Yep.
It's good to be back.
Thursday, 10 o'clock. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And
we are talking about doing something in the Black Eye Club on Thursday.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
All right. Peace.
See you guys.
Yeah, had to come through and let you know. Keep it locked, this is the Nate and Garrett Show. Talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. Truth bombs that many never knew. We talking politics, everything up to the moon. Was the landing real or fake? I guess you'll never know. Let's talk, this is the Nate and Garrett Show, yeah. So lend me your ear, let's get it poppin'. You know that we keep it live, non-stopping. Educating, entertain, there ain't no doubt. After you listen, you'll be thinking way outside the box. From media dishonesty, never let them play you. Keep it authentic nowadays, many can't do. Unfiltered is how we do it. Make sure you stay locked in and tuned in, let's go. Had to come through and let you know. Keep it locked, this is the Nate and Garrett Show. Talking current events, let the conversation begin. Everything from conspiracies, yeah, I'm talking aliens. The Nate and Garrett Show.